I'm watching myself sleep right now, and I'm not the one holding the camera. My laptop screen glows in the darkness of my bedroom, casting blue light across my face as I stare at the impossible. There I am, on a YouTube live stream, curled up in my bed, chest rising and falling with each breath. The camera angle is wrong though. It's positioned somewhere above my closet, looking down at an angle that should be impossible because there's nothing there. No camera, no phone, nothing. The view counter sits at 47 people watching. 47 strangers are seeing me right now, in real time, in my own bedroom, and I have no idea how. But that's not even the worst part. The chat is active. Messages scroll past faster than I can read them. Usernames I don't recognize, discussing me like I'm some kind of exhibit. They're using my name, my full name, the one I don't use online. They're talking about what I did today, where I went, what I ate for dinner, things no one should know, things I didn't post anywhere. One message stops me cold. He's awake now. He's reading this. I glance at my reflection in the laptop screen, then back at the stream. The me in the bed hasn't moved, still sleeping, still breathing. But I'm sitting here, wide awake, watching myself. The timestamp says, "Live in angry red letters." This is happening right now. If you're watching this video, you need to understand something. This could happen to you too. I'm not special. I'm not the first person this has happened to. I know that now. I found the others, or what's left of their stories online. They all started the same way, a mysterious channel, a live stream they couldn't explain, and then silence. I need to tell you what I've learned before it's too late, before I become another name on a list of people who just stopped posting. The chat knows things about me that no one should know. Let me explain how this started. 3 weeks ago, I was doing what I do every night, lying in bed, scrolling through YouTube, letting the algorithm take me wherever it wanted to go. You know how it is. You start with one video, then the recommendations pull you deeper. True crime, unexplained mysteries, those iceberg explanation videos that go on for hours. I was about 40 minutes into a deep dive on abandoned places when I saw it in my recommended feed. The thumbnail was dark, almost completely black except for a faint outline of what looked like a bedroom. The title was just a string of numbers, 202408829_0347. No channel name visible, just a grey default icon, 0 views, uploaded 2 months ago. I almost scrolled past it, but something about that thumbnail made me pause. The layout looked familiar somehow. I clicked. The video was 12 minutes of static footage. No editing, no music, just a fixed camera pointed at an empty bedroom. The quality was decent, 1080p, surprisingly clear for such a low-effort upload. I watched for maybe 30 seconds before I started to recognize things. The positioning of the window, the way the street light outside cast shadows across the wall, that weird water stain on the ceiling that my landlord still hasn't fixed. My stomach dropped. That's my room. I sat up, laptop nearly sliding off my chest. I paused the video and looked around my actual bedroom, then back at the screen. The angle was from somewhere near my closet, elevated, looking down toward my bed. In the video, the bed was empty. The room was exactly as I'd left it that day. Textbooks stacked on my desk, the same Doctor Who poster on the wall, my laundry basket overflowing in the corner with the exact same clothes. Okay, I said out loud to my empty room. Okay, this is someone else's room. Has to be. But I knew it wasn't. I checked the channel. No name, just user7733. 0 subscribers, no channel description, no playlist. Just videos, dozens of them, all with the same naming format, dates and timestamps. The oldest was from 8 months ago. 8 months! I'd only moved into this apartment 6 months ago. My hands were shaking as I pulled out my phone and texted my best friend Marcus. "Dude, I think someone's been filming my apartment." 3 dots appeared immediately. Then, what? Like a hidden camera? I don't know. I found a YouTube channel. It's my room. I'm not joking. Send link. I copied the URL and sent it. Watched the dots appear and disappear for a full minute. Finally, "Bro, that's creepy as fuck. Call the cops." He was right. I should have stopped watching then. I should have called the police, reported it, had them sweep my apartment for cameras. That would have been the rational thing to do. But I needed to know who was doing this. I needed to understand how long they'd been watching. I clicked on the oldest video. That's when things got weird. The oldest video was titled 20240115115_1423, January 15th. 2 months before I even signed the lease, I clicked play with a knot forming in my stomach. The video opened on the same angle, that impossible perspective from above the closet, but the room was completely empty. Bare walls, no furniture, just carpeted floor and that water stain on the ceiling. The afternoon light streaming through the window was the only thing that moved for the entire 6-minute runtime. View count, 3. Someone else had watched this. 2 other people had seen my empty room before I'd ever set foot in it. I scrolled through the archive chronologically, and that's when the real horror set in. The channel had documented everything. 2024038_0920 showed the room with furniture for the first time. My bed frame leaning against the wall, boxes stacked everywhere, my desk chair still wrapped in plastic. Moving day. I remembered that morning. I'd been so excited, finally having my own place after graduating. The video was 9 minutes long. At the 3-minute mark, I walked into frame carrying a box labelled books. I watched myself set it down, wipe sweat from my forehead, and walk back out. The camera had been there, watching me move in, recording my first moments in what I thought was my private space. View count, 1. I kept going, clicking through videos at random, each one feeling more violating than the last. 202404005_2247 was 18 minutes of me at my desk, headphones on, working on a paper that was due the next morning. The timestamp showed 10:47 p.m. I remembered that night I'd been stressed, surviving on coffee and spite. In the video, you could see my leg bouncing anxiously under the desk, the way I kept running my hands through my hair. Intimate details of my stress that I thought no one else witnessed. View count 2. 202405221_0134 made me feel sick. The timestamp said 1:34 a.m. The room was dark except for the glow of my phone screen. I was in bed, and even though the video quality was grainy in the low light, I knew exactly what I was watching. That was the night Jess broke up with me over text. I watched myself read the messages, watch my face crumple, watch myself cry into my pillow for 11 straight minutes until I finally fell asleep. Someone had watched me at my lowest moment. Someone had seen me break down and had done nothing, just recorded it, just uploaded it for anyone to see. View count 4. Great. Not only am I being stalked, but my stalker has shit editing skills. No transitions, no music, just raw, unfiltered footage of my depression. I should have stopped there, should have closed the laptop and called someone, anyone. But I kept scrolling, kept clicking, watching my life play out in fragments. Me eating cereal in bed, me getting dressed, me talking on the phone with my mum, me existing in what I thought was privacy. Then I noticed something strange. There was a gap in the uploads between 2024 0703 underscore 1556 and 2024 0708 underscore 0823. Nothing. 5 days of missing footage. The video that should have been there, 2024 0705 underscore 0000, was gone, deleted, or never uploaded in the first place. I could see where it should be in the timeline, but clicking on the spot just refreshed the page. What happened during those 5 days? What didn't they want anyone to see? My phone buzzed. Marcus again. Dude, you still up? That channel is fucked. You find the camera yet? I was about to respond when a notification popped up on my laptop screen. User 7733 is live. Then I saw the live stream notification. My hand hovered over the notification for what felt like an eternity, but was probably only a second. Then I clicked. The stream loaded immediately. Crystal clear, 1080p quality. And there I was, sitting on my bed, laptop open, illuminated by the screen's glow. I was looking at myself, an infinite recursion of surveillance that made my head spin. The view counter read 4 viewers. 4 people were watching me right now, in real time. I lifted my hand slowly, watching the screen. 3 seconds later, my digital self lifted their hand too. 3-second delay. Proof this was live. Proof this was happening. Proof I wasn't losing my mind. My eyes dropped to the chat window. User 4721. He figured it out faster than the last one. Visitor null. How long until he finds it? 8439210. He won't. They never do. User 4721. Anyone taking bets? I say 20 minutes before breakdown. They were talking about me, using my name, my actual name, Daniel Morrison, not my username, not any online handle, just casually discussing me like I was a character in a show they were all watching together. My heart was hammering so hard I could hear it in my ears. I typed into the chat, "Who are you? How are you doing this?" I watched my message appear. Waited. Visitor null. Oh, he's talking to us now. User 4721. Daniel, buddy, you should probably check the closet first. 8439210. The previous tenant started there too. Previous tenant? I was the first person to rent this apartment. The landlord had told me it was newly renovated, that I was getting it fresh. But these people were talking like someone else had been here before me, someone else who'd gone through this exact same thing. I stood up, watched myself stand up on screen 3 seconds later, and walked to my closet. My hands were shaking as I threw open the doors, started pulling out clothes, boxes, the vacuum cleaner I never used. I checked every corner, every shelf, ran my hands along the walls, looking for anything that could be a camera, a lens, a hole, anything. Nothing. I moved to the bookshelf, pulling books down, checking behind them. Moved to my desk, unplugging my monitor, checking the vents, the smoke detector, anywhere someone could hide a camera. My breathing was coming in short, shallow gasps. My room started looking like a crime scene, belongings scattered everywhere in my frantic search. 10 minutes, 15, 20. I couldn't find anything. No camera, no equipment, nothing that could explain how this was possible. Finally, exhausted and panicking, I stumbled back to my bed and looked at the laptop. The stream was still going. The view count had risen to 7. And the chat, user 4721, told you 20 minutes. Visitor null. Elmo. He really tore the whole place apart. 8439210. They always do. User 9156. Guys, be nice, he's reading this right now. One user said it plainly, he's reading this right now. And they were right. I was reading it. They knew I was reading it. They knew everything I was doing, everything I was thinking, because they were watching me react in real time. Visitor null. Daniel, check behind you. I refused. I sat completely still, staring at the screen, trying to control my breathing. This was psychological warfare. They were trying to make me paranoid, trying to get a reaction. User 4721. He's not going to look. 8439210. Wait for it. Visitor null. 3, 2, 1. I couldn't help it. I turned around. Fast. Nothing there. Just my empty room, my belongings scattered from my search, my closed door. When I looked back at the laptop, the chat was filled with laughing emojis and messages I couldn't read fast enough. They'd gotten me, made me dance for them. That's when I noticed something in the background of my own stream, something in the corner of the room, barely visible in the low light, a shadow that didn't match anything in my actual space, something I couldn't see with my own eyes. I leaned closer to the screen, squinting at the corner of the frame near my bedroom door. There was definitely something there. A darkness that was too solid, too deliberate to be a normal shadow. It had a shape, vaguely human, but wrong somehow. Tall, unnaturally still. I spun around in my bed, looking at that exact corner. Nothing. Just the space where my door met the wall, the light switch, the hamper with clothes spilling out. Empty. But on screen the figure remained, standing there, watching me from inside the digital version of my room. The temperature dropped. I'm not being dramatic. I felt it. That sudden chill that makes your skin prickle, the kind that comes from nowhere and settles into your bones. The air felt heavy, thick, like the atmosphere before a thunderstorm. Static electricity made the hair on my arm stand up. User 4721. There it is, visitor null. Finally, 8439210. It's watching him, user 9156. Do it now, do it now. I slammed the laptop shut. The screen went dark. My room plunged into silence except for my ragged breathing and the sound of traffic outside my window. Real sounds, normal sounds. I sat there in the darkness for 30 seconds, trying to convince myself this was a glitch, a visual artifact, someone's idea of a sick prank using deepfake technology or augmented reality. There had to be a rational explanation. I opened the laptop. The stream was still going. I was back on screen, illuminated by the laptop's glow, my face pale and terrified. And the figure was closer, not in the corner anymore. Now it stood near the foot of my bed, just barely visible at the edge of the frame. Same impossibly dark silhouette, same unnatural stillness, but closer, so much closer. I looked at the foot of my bed, nothing there. I know what you're thinking. Why didn't I just leave? Run out of the apartment, go to a friend's house, anywhere but there? I'm asking myself the same thing, but in that moment I was paralyzed, not by fear exactly, but by the desperate need to understand, to prove this couldn't be real. I stood up slowly, walked to where the figure appeared on screen, waved my hand through the space. Nothing but air, no resistance, no temperature change, no evidence anything was there. On screen, my hand passed directly through the dark silhouette. Visitor null. He can't see it, lol. 8439210. None of them can. User 4721. Only through the camera. Same as always, only through the camera. Whatever this thing was, it existed in the digital space, not the physical one. Or maybe it existed in both, but I could only perceive it through the lens. The thought made my stomach turn. I walked around my room checking every angle, every corner, anywhere the figure might be hiding. Threw open my closet again, checked under my bed, looked behind my desk. The whole time the stream kept running, showing me searching like a madman while that dark shape stood perfectly still, watching. The chat was going wild now, messages flying past faster than I could read them. But one caught my eye. User 9156. Phase 2 starting. I needed air, needed space, needed to think. I left the room for 5 minutes, stood in my hallway with my hands on my knees, trying to breathe normally, trying to convince myself I wasn't losing my mind. When I came back, someone had posted a new video. The notification sat at the top of the channel page, mocking me with its freshness. Uploaded 2 minutes ago. The title, He Saw It. My cursor hovered over the thumbnail. I could see myself in the frozen frame, sitting on my bed, face illuminated by my laptop screen. But the angle was all wrong. This wasn't from the usual perspective above the closet. This was from behind me. I clicked. The video began with perfect clarity. There I was, on my bed, laptop open, exactly as I'd been 10 minutes ago. But the camera, wherever it was, had been positioned between me and my bedroom door. I watched myself lean forward, squinting at my screen. Watched the exact moment I'd first noticed the figure in the corner. Then I watched myself spin around, looking directly at where this camera should have been. But in the video, there was nothing between me and the door. No camera, no phone, no equipment, just empty space. The angle was impossible, a floating perspective that shouldn't exist. And in the bottom left corner of the frame, barely visible, was the dark silhouette. Not in the corner this time, standing right beside me, close enough to touch. My hands went numb. I scrolled down to the comments. The video had been up for 3 minutes and already had 15 comments. User 4721. Rule 3, violation confirmed. Timestamp 047. Visitor null. He looked directly at it. RIP. 84392210. The previous ones lasted longer. He speedrun the rules. La my rice cheers. User 9156. What do you think happens now? Guest 7845. Same thing that always happens. Arurishichi. Visitor null. At guest 7845. Do you think he knows about the others yet? Guest 7845. Doesn't matter. He broke Rule 3. It's over. Rule 3. They kept mentioning rules, like this was a game with established mechanics, with win and lose conditions. But no one was explaining what the rules were. I scrolled frantically through the comments, looking for any explanation. User 33. How many does this make? 439,220. 47th since they started recording. Visitor null. Wait, really? I thought it was higher. User 4721. 47 confirmed. Check the archive spreadsheet. 47. There had been 46 other people before me. 46 others who'd gone through this exact experience, who'd found the channel, who'd watched themselves being surveilled, who'd seen the figure. What happened to them? I opened a new tab, keeping the video playing, and checked the view count. 32 views. The video had been up for 4 minutes and had 32 views. Apparently I'm not even trending. My own supernatural stalking can't break 50 views. The comment section had become a discussion forum, people casually debating my fate like I was a contestant on a reality show. Guest 7845. Anyone remember the one from last month? Apartment 7B. User 9156. Oh yeah, she made it to day 6 before breaking Rule 1. Visitor null. This guy won't make it past day 2. 8439,210. He already broke Rule 3. Clock is ticking. I typed a comment with shaking hands. What are the rules? What is Rule 3? Posted it. Watched it appear at the bottom of the thread. No one responded to me directly. They just kept talking as if I wasn't there, as if I was already gone. User 4721. He's asking about the rules. Visitor null. Cute. Guest 7. 845. They always ask when it's too late. My bedroom felt smaller suddenly, the walls pressing in. I looked around at my scattered belongings, my torn apart closet, the normalcy of my life disrupted by something I couldn't see or touch or understand. The figure was somewhere in this room right now. I knew it. The camera knew it. These strangers watching knew it. Only I couldn't see it. I went back to the channel, started scrolling through the community tab I hadn't noticed before. There were posts, links, references to other channels, other victims, other apartments, a whole network of surveillance I hadn't known existed. I did what any rational person would do. I searched for the other victims. I spent the next 3 hours going down a rabbit hole that made my blood run cold. The first hit was a Reddit post from 7 months ago on r/paranormal, u/Jenya_2891. Someone is streaming my apartment and I don't know how. This is going to sound insane, but I found a YouTube channel that's been uploading videos of my apartment for the past 2 months. The channel has no name, no subscribers, just videos with date stamps. I'm in some of them, sleeping, eating, just existing. I can't find any cameras. I've looked everywhere. Has anyone experienced anything like this? The post had 47 comments. Most were the usual Reddit responses. Check for hidden cameras, call the police, get a carbon monoxide detector. But buried in the thread, someone had written, use/deleted account _4721. Don't acknowledge it. Whatever you do, don't let it know you've found the channel. That user's account was deleted. All their other posts gone. I found more. A blog post from a year ago titled The Apartment That Watches Back. The author, someone named Marcus Chen from Seattle, described the exact same experience. The mysterious channel, the impossible camera angles, the figure in the corner that only appeared on screen. His last post was dated 3 days after he started documenting the experience. I figured out where the camera is. I'm going to confront it tonight. I'll update tomorrow with what I find. There was no tomorrow update. The blog hadn't been touched since. I checked the Wayback Machine. The site had been abandoned completely. Marcus Chen's social media accounts were still up, but frozen in time. No posts after that date, nothing. I kept digging, finding fragments across the internet, like pieces of a shattered mirror. A forum post on some obscure paranormal discussion board from 2 years ago. A Twitter thread that had been deleted but was still cached. A TikTok video that had been taken down for community guidelines violations, all of them describing the same phenomenon. Different cities, Portland, Austin, Philadelphia, Denver. Different apartments, different people, same pattern, and they all stopped posting. One thread on a forum called Unexplained Phenomena had someone who'd pieced together what they called the rules. The post was from 9 months ago. User Watcher Beware. After compiling testimonies from 23 verified cases, I've identified 3 consistent rules that those who survive longer seem to follow. Rule 1. Don't acknowledge you know about the stream. The moment you interact with it, you become active content. Rule 2. Don't try to find the camera. Searching for it triggers escalation. Rule 3. Never look directly at the figure. Acknowledgement gives it presence. Below that, someone had replied, User Sarah M0847. My brother followed these rules for 2 weeks. He's still missing. The rules don't save you, they just delay it. I found Sarah's profile. Her last post was 4 months ago. If anyone has information about Thomas Morrison, please contact me. He disappeared from his apartment in Boulder. Police found a nothing. Thomas Morrison. No relation to me, but the shared last name made my skin crawl. I'd broken all 3 rules. I'd acknowledged the stream by typing in chat. I'd torn my apartment apart looking for cameras, and I'd looked directly at where the figure stood, stared right at it even though I couldn't see it with my own eyes. The view counter on my live stream was at 63 now. If you're experiencing this, stop. Don't make my mistakes. Don't look for the channel. Don't search your apartment. And for God's sake, don't acknowledge the figure. I don't know if following the rules actually saves you. Everyone I've found online either disappeared or stopped posting, but breaking them definitely makes it worse. I found one more thing, a news article from the Denver Post, 8 months old. Local woman missing after reporting stalking. Amanda Chen, 28, was reported missing by her family after failing to show up for work for 3 consecutive days. Chen had recently filed a police report claiming someone was filming her apartment, though no evidence of surveillance equipment was found. Police are treating this as a missing persons case. Amanda Chen. Marcus Chen's sister, maybe? The article had a photo. Young woman, dark hair, bright smile. The kind of photo families give to news stations when someone vanishes, the kind that ends up on missing person posters. I wondered if my photo would look like that soon. That's when my phone buzzed. A notification from the channel. I was tagged in a comment. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped my phone. The notification was from YouTube. Daniel Morrison _0 4171998 mentioned you in a comment. My full legal name, my birthday, April 17th, 1998. I clicked through to the live stream, still going, view count now at 71, and scrolled down to the comments. There it was, posted 2 minutes ago. Daniel Morrison, 478. Daniel Morrison. You have 48 hours, make it entertaining. My vision blurred. I clicked on the username, my finger slipping twice before I managed to open the profile. Account created, December 3rd, 2021. 3 years ago. 3 years before I found this channel. 3 years before I moved into this apartment. Someone, or something, had created an account with my name and birthday 3 years in advance. I scrolled through the comment history with growing horror. Hundreds of comments, all on similar channels with the same naming format, strings of numbers, default icons, no descriptions, all surveillance channels, and every comment was the same. Daniel Morrison, Jouor 17198. Jessica Lyons, you have 48 hours, make it entertaining. Daniel Morrison, War Force and 198. Marcus Chen, you have 48 hours, make it entertaining. Daniel Morrison, 998. Yamanda Chen, you have 48 hours, make it entertaining. All the names I just researched, all the missing people, all the accounts that had gone silent, and next to some of the comments, other users had replied with a single word, completed. I wasn't just being watched, I was part of a show, a recurring segment in some cosmic horror anthology where real people were the entertainment and disappearance was the season finale. No, I said out loud, my voice cracking. No, no, no. I threw my phone across the room. It hit the wall and clattered to the floor. The stream was still going on my laptop, still showing me having a breakdown in real time. The chat was loving it. User 4721. Best reaction yet. Visitor null. He's spiraling faster than usual. 84392210. 48 hours is generous. He won't last 24, I wanted to scream. Wanted to put my fist through the laptop screen, through the walls, through whatever membrane separated me from these watchers who treated my terror like a spectator sport. But what would that accomplish? I'd just be giving them what they wanted, a performance, a show, entertainment. That's when something shifted inside me. Fear crystallized into anger. 46 people before me had gone through this. 46 people had been watched, violated, terrorized, and erased. And for what? For the entertainment of strangers? For some entity that fed on fear and surveillance? I looked directly at my laptop camera. "You want a show?" I said. "You want entertainment?" The chat exploded with activity. I stood up, grabbed my laptop and slammed it shut, unplugged it, wrapped it in a blanket and shoved it in my closet. The stream would end. The watchers would lose their view. I'd take back control, even if only for a moment. My phone buzzed from where it had fallen. Another notification. I wasn't going to give them a show. I was going to end this. I retrieved my phone from the floor, screen cracked but still functional, and opened the camera app. If they wanted content, I'd give them content on my terms. I propped my phone against a stack of books on my desk, angled it toward the center of my room, and hit record. Then I retrieved my laptop from the closet, opened it, and navigated back to the channel. The stream had never stopped. Somehow, even with my laptop closed and unplugged, the feed had continued. There I was, pulling the laptop from the closet, my face set with determination. The view counter read 23, then 45, then 89. The number was climbing faster than should be possible, viewers flooding in like they'd been waiting for this moment. "All right," I said, speaking to the room, to the camera, to the figure I couldn't see. "You want to watch? Watch this." I stood in the center of my bedroom, hands clenched at my sides. "I know you're here. I know you've been here since before I moved in. I've broken your rules, all of them. I've acknowledged the stream. I've searched for your camera. I've looked directly at you." The view counter hit 156. User 4721. Oh shit. Visitor null. He's doing it. Row 8439210. This is unprecedented. "So here's what's going to happen," I continued, my voice steadier than I felt. "You're going to show yourself. You're going to explain what this is, and then you're going to leave me the hell alone." The temperature in my room plummeted. My breath came out in visible puffs. The light from my desk lamp flickered, dimmed, then stabilized with a different quality, colder, harsher. On my laptop screen, I watched the figure move for the first time. It stepped out of the corner with an unnatural fluidity, like it was gliding rather than walking. The darkness that surrounded it seemed to peel away as it moved into the light, revealing features I couldn't process at first. My brain refused to accept what I was seeing. I spun toward where it should be, and there it was, finally visible, finally real. It was me. Not exactly me. Something was wrong with the proportions, the way it held itself, the emptiness in its eyes, but it wore my face, my body, my clothes from 3 days ago. A version of me that existed slightly out of sync with reality. "No," I breathed. Its eye tilted its head, studying me with those hollow eyes. "You shouldn't have looked," it said. The voice was mine but wrong, like hearing yourself on a recording played backward and then forward again. Words that had been shaped by my vocal cords but had never come from my mouth. "What are you?" I managed. It took another step closer. On my laptop, the chat was scrolling so fast I couldn't read individual messages. The view counter hit 203. "I'm what happens when you're watched long enough," it said. "I'm the image that remains when the camera blinks. I'm every moment you thought you were alone but weren't. I'm the you that exists in their eyes." It gestured vaguely upward, toward the impossible camera angle, toward the watchers. "They're watching right now," it continued. "Through you, through me. We're the same, Daniel. We have been since the moment you clicked on that first video. The moment you acknowledged being seen, you gave me form. You gave me permission." My legs felt weak. I grabbed the edge of my desk for support. The others, Marcus, Amanda, all of them, what happened to them? The thing wearing my face smiled, but it was wrong, too wide, too knowing. They completed their performances, they gave the watchers what they wanted, and when the entertainment ended, it shrugged. They were no longer necessary. The channel moved on, found new spaces, new faces, new vessels. "I'm not a vessel," I said, but my voice cracked. "You became one the moment you acknowledged me. You see, Daniel, I don't exist without observation. I'm not real unless I'm being watched. And now..." It spread its arms wide. "Look at all these eyes. 217 people watching. The most I've ever had. You've made me so much stronger than the others did." It took another step, close enough now that I could see my own features distorted on its face, like looking into a funhouse mirror that reflected something true and terrible. "Thank you for that," it said. Then everything went black. I woke up on my floor, cheek pressed against the carpet, morning light streaming through my window. My head throbbed, my mouth tasted like copper, and I had no idea how I'd gotten there. I pushed myself up, vision swimming, and looked around. My room was destroyed, not the organized chaos from my camera search, but genuine destruction. My desk chair was overturned, books scattered everywhere, long scratches gouged into my wall like someone had dragged their fingernails down the plaster. My mirror was cracked, spiderweb fractures radiating from a central impact point. My laptop sat open on my bed, screen glowing. I checked my phone, 7:23 a.m. The last thing I remembered was confronting the figure at 1:47 a.m., 6 hours gone, erased, just missing from my memory like deleted footage. I had 47 text messages. Marcus: "Dude, what the fuck was that video call? Are you okay?" Marcus: "Daniel, seriously answer me." Marcus: "I'm coming over if you don't respond in the next hour." Jess: "I know we're not together anymore, but that voicemail you left me was really concerning. Please talk to someone." Mom: "Honey, you called me at 3 a.m. You weren't making sense. Please call me back." Unknown number: "Stop sending me messages. I don't know who you are. I hadn't made any calls, hadn't sent any messages." I checked my call log. 11 outgoing calls between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Voicemails left, text conversations I didn't remember having. I opened the thread with the unknown number, dozens of messages from me, rambling and incoherent. Me: "They're watching, can you see them?" Me: "I'm on both sides now." Me: "It hurts to be observed." Me: "Which one am I?" The other person had blocked me. My laptop screen drew my attention. The channel was open. The stream had ended, but there was a new video uploaded 4 hours ago. Title: Finale. Runtime: 5 hours, 47 minutes, and 23 seconds. View count: 1,247. I couldn't bring myself to click it. Couldn't watch whatever had happened during those missing hours. but the comment section was already full. User 4721. That was the most intense one yet. Visitor null. Did anyone screen record? I missed the last hour. 8439210. The transformation sequence was beautiful. User 9156. Wait, is he still himself? Guest toe 7845. Check the eyes. You can always tell by the eyes. Transformation. What had I? What had it? What had we done? I stood up on shaking legs and caught my reflection in the cracked mirror. Same face, same brown eyes, same scar on my chin from when I was 12. But something felt wrong, off, like wearing a jacket that used to fit but now pulls at the shoulders. I touched my face and my reflection touched back. Normal. Everything was normal, except I'd lost 6 hours, except I'd called people I loved and said things I didn't remember, except there was a video documenting everything that had happened to me during that blackout, and I was too terrified to watch it. The entity hadn't left when everything went black. It hadn't disappeared or moved on to the next victim. It was still here, inside me now, wearing my skin, using my voice, living my life during the hours I couldn't account for. At least my subscriber count finally hit 1,000. Me. The channel is still active, still uploading, but now I'm on both sides of the camera. That was 2 weeks ago. I'm still here, still me, mostly. The blackouts happen randomly now, sometimes for an hour, sometimes for a whole day. I'll blink and suddenly it's 8 hours later, and my phone is full of evidence of a life I didn't live. Conversations I don't remember having, places I don't remember going. My credit card shows purchases at a hardware store, duct tape, rope, plastic sheeting. I don't know what I bought them for. I'm afraid to look in my closet to find out. The channel never stops. It's always running, always watching, view counter climbing steadily. 3,000 subscribers now. The chat has regulars, usernames I recognize, people who show up every day to watch my life like it's their favorite series. They have inside jokes, they debate my decisions, they place bets on how long I'll last before the final blackout. User 4721. Day 14 is lasting longer than expected. Visitor null. The integration is smoother this time. 8439210. Phase 2 starts soon. Some of you watching this video might be in that chat right now. You might be one of the regular viewers, checking in daily to see if I'm still fighting, still resisting, still maintaining some semblance of control over my own existence. I've tried everything. I deleted the channel, created a new YouTube account, reported the channel for harassment, flagged every video. It was back within an hour. All videos restored, subscriber count intact. Like nothing had happened. I left my apartment, stayed at Marcus's place for 3 days. The stream followed, new camera angle, different room, same impossible surveillance. Marcus couldn't see the channel when I showed him. His browser just displayed an error message. He thinks I'm having a breakdown. He's probably right. I told my therapist. She increased my medication and suggested I take a break from social media. I told my mum. She wanted me to come home, thought I was overworked and stressed. I told a priest. He blessed me and suggested I see a doctor. No one can help me because no one else can see what's happening. The view count keeps growing. 4,000 now, 5,000. The entity gets stronger with every pair of eyes. I can feel it inside me, pressing against my consciousness like water against a dam. During the blackouts, it takes full control, and each time it holds on a little longer. Each time it's harder for me to come back. Yesterday, something changed. I found the truth in the public library's local history archives during one of my lucid periods, the stretches where I'm still me, still in control. I went digging into my building's history, property records, old newspapers, city planning documents, anything that might explain why this was happening. The building I live in was constructed in 2019, but the land it sits on has a much older story. From 1964 to 1973, this address was home to Oberlin Studios, a small independent television production company. But they weren't making sitcoms or game shows. According to a yellow newspaper article from the Denver Chronicle dated March 1971, Oberlin Studios specialized in what they called observational experiments in human behavior. The article described it as pioneering work in reality-based programming, but reading between the lines, it was something darker. They filmed people without their knowledge, rented apartments to unsuspecting tenants, and broadcast their lives to local audiences as social experiments. The article quoted the founder, a man named Richard Oberlin. "We're studying the authentic human condition. People are most real when they don't know they're being watched." The studio burned down in December 1973. Electrical fire, according to the official report. 12 people died, the entire night crew trapped inside during a live broadcast. The building was condemned, demolished, and the lot sat empty for 46 years before my building was erected on the same foundation. I found more articles. Survivors reported strange occurrences in the months before the fire, equipment turning on by itself, footage appearing on tapes that no one had recorded, crew members experiencing blackouts and lost time. One cameraman was quoted, "It's like the building wanted to keep filming, like it was hungry for it. The entity isn't a ghost. It's not the spirit of someone who died in the fire. It's the building itself, the residual hunger, the accumulated desire to watch and be watched, compressed into architectural form." 46 years of dormancy, and then new tenants, new content, moving into apartments built directly on top of where the studios once stood. Every tenant is a new show, every life a new season. The figure, the surveillance, the mysterious channel, it's all just how the hunger manifests in the digital age. Where once it broadcast to local television sets, now it streams to YouTube. The medium changes, but the need remains constant. Being watched gives it power. Every view, every comment, every person tuning in to witness my deterioration feeds it, makes it stronger, makes it more real. YouTube's algorithm, designed to maximize engagement and views, is the perfect delivery system. The entity has evolved, adapted, found a way to reach a global audience. The previous tenants, all 46 of them, they weren't chosen randomly. The building chooses its stars. Something about us makes good content. Our isolation, our vulnerability, our willingness to live alone in a space that wants to consume us. You can't escape because the studio chooses you. And once you're chosen, once you've been filmed, once you've been watched, you're part of the show forever. The only question is how your season ends, and that's when I understood what I had to do. I can't stop the entity. I understand that now. But I can warn you, that's why I'm making this video, why I'm documenting everything while I still have control, while I'm still mostly myself. This is a record, evidence, a warning system for anyone else who might find themselves in a room that watches back. Tonight, I'm going to try something. The studio burned down during a live broadcast. Fire consumed the building while it was actively filming. Symbolic destruction. If the entity is tied to the act of observation, maybe interrupting that act, severing the connection between watcher and watched, could work. I've prepared. disconnected my smoke detectors, cleared everything flammable away from the center of the room, except for one thing: printouts of every frame from every video on that channel. Hundreds of pages, images of me sleeping, eating, crying, existing. I'm going to burn them during the next live stream, destroy the recorded observations, force the entity to watch its content turn to ash. If it works, the channel goes dark, the surveillance ends, maybe I get my life back. If it doesn't, well, it'll make great content for the finale. But before I try, you need to know the signs. If this is happening to you, you need to recognize it early. Check YouTube's recommended videos regularly. Look for channels with no name, just default icons. Videos with date-stamped titles. If you see footage of a room that looks like yours, even slightly, don't click. Don't engage, don't acknowledge it exists. If you've already found the channel, don't search for cameras, don't tear your space apart. That's rule 2, and breaking it accelerates everything. If you see a figure in the footage that isn't there in person, don't look at it, don't acknowledge it, pretend you can't see it. Rule 3 exists for a reason, and most importantly, don't interact with the chat. The moment you engage with the watchers, you become part of the performance. You give the entity permission to manifest. I broke all the rules, I engaged, I searched, I looked directly at it. That's why I'm here now, losing hours of my life, sharing headspace with something that feeds on observation. Don't make my mistakes. I'll update if I survive. Check back in 24 hours. If there's no update, if this video is the last thing I post, then you'll know it didn't work. Leave your theories below. Tell me if you've experienced anything similar. If I don't respond to your comments, you'll know why. The stream starts in 20 minutes. This might be my last video as myself. I'm going to leave my laptop open. Whatever happens next will be documented. The entity wants content. I'll give it content. One way or another, this ends tonight. To everyone who's watched this far, thank you. I know that sounds insane, thanking you for bearing witness to my torment, but your attention is the only thing that's kept me anchored, kept me human. Even as the entity grows stronger with every view, knowing that real people are watching, people who might learn from my mistakes, that matters. The printouts are ready. The lighter is in my hand. The stream counter just hit 7,000 live viewers. They're all waiting to see what happens next. I can feel it stirring inside me. The other me, the one that exists when I'm not here. It knows what I'm planning. It's excited. After all, what's better content than watching someone fight for their own existence? Oh, and if you made it this far, check your YouTube recommendations. Right now, just a quick glance at what the algorithm wants to show you next. If you see a channel with just a dark room and a view counter, don't click it. That's how it finds you. That's how it's always found us. The video you're watching right now, it's already in your watch history, already shaping your recommendations, already learning about you. I'm sorry. See you in the chat.